There's a reason why you won't find pictures of anyone on the Forbes list with a money brick to their ear. Alright, so if you spend any amount of time online on social media, YouTube, or where I am right now, South Florida, you cannot escape someone or a group of someone's preaching or telling you about how high status they are, how much of a high value person they are, and how perhaps if you subscribe to them or if you follow their lead, they will then show you the way of how to be high value and successful yourself. Now, my spidey senses always go up whenever I meet such people, but sadly, lots of us and lots of people, they do kind of fall into that. They'll subscribe, they'll buy audio books, they'll attend paid seminars with these people, and I have 7 signs that I use when I'm trying to discern whether or not someone is an emperor without clothes or truly someone that I would consider high value. And I have 3 that I use that I always say, if you truly are high value, you're gonna probably have these 3 traits. So these are my 7 signs for discerning whether or not someone is fake high value and 3 reasons why I would believe someone is high value. So reason number 1 for discerning someone is of lower value than they purport to be is that they're always telling you about how high value they are. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never seen an interview online with Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, Oprah Winfrey, any of these people where they told their viewers or the interviewer about just how much better they were doing than other people. So if you come across someone that is always, telling you about how high value they are, how nice their life is, and they're always bragging this, you're probably dealing with someone that's trying to compensate for something and they're probably not as high value as they claim to be. Number 2, there are always red flags when you speak to this person and their actions do not always match their words. Now, if you're someone, let's say you're someone who is who purports to be a male dating coach and you're a guy and you or a pickup artist or something like that, there's a lot of videos out there about pickup artists where they'll tell you, don't worry, if you're overweight, if you're unattractive, we're going to teach you game and we're going to teach you how to pick up girls, the most beautiful girls. It doesn't matter. Your game is going to carry you through. Now, some of these people, you can tell right away, they're kind of full of it. But sometimes, these people, they grow large followings online. And then come to find out later, they're married with 3 kids or their personal life is in a mess. They have multiple custody battles. They're on OnlyFans. There's so many red flags with some of these people. If you just dig deep enough beneath the surface, you'll find red flags. And if you're a fake high value person, you can discern that right away. Number 3, high impulsivity or lack of impulse control or quickness to anger. So I'm just going to roll that into lack of impulse control. Now, I don't know about you. Again, when I look at references of people who I truly believe are high value, people who are presidents of the United States, excluding our last one, people that are in positions of great responsibility and authority. Someone like that you would not expect to be name calling, to be, berating people, making fun of people's looks. That's a really, really low rent attack when you make fun of the way someone looks. If you have a program and you're kicking them off your program when you disagree and you're constantly just screaming and yelling, you're probably someone that's just pretending to be high value because you have very little impulse control. Number 4, another really dead giveaway that someone is of low value is that they'll consistently name drop people that are actually high value or established or perceived to be high value. They're name droppers. Let me give you an example. There's a YouTuber who acquired a lot of success last year. I won't mention the name, but this person, was kind of plodding along for a while, making content of a certain type, and suddenly that person just skyrocketed, erupted, and just became a true celebrity in that little niche on YouTube. Ever since then, it feels like everyone else who was in that niche seems to be doing reaction videos to that person's content. They seem to be, you know, this person appears to be their savior in some ways or their leader. And I say, if you're gonna make it on your own merits, make it on your own name. Don't be a name dropper in life. Don't be a name dropper. Don't say, well, I was at a party with and so was there, and you wouldn't believe this guy from the NBA was there, or this girl from that show was there, and I sat and build your own legacy. Don't be a name dropper. It's really, really, really tacky. Number five, another example of this, of someone being low value but purporting to be high value, is they're always engaged in exotic spectacles. Now, different people, different lifestyles, it can be different things, but let me give you an example of what I mean by someone who's engaging in an exotic spectacle. If you work a 9 to 5 job, you make $60,000 a year, the guy or girl next to you makes $60,000 a year, and then this person is telling you about how they're going to Dubai on a boys trip, girls trip, or whatever the case may be. And wait, you make $60,000 a year, you pay a mortgage or rent, whatever, you have a car payment. How are you spending $10,000 on a trip to Dubai? You don't know anyone out there, you have no business opportunities out there. You're basically taking fancy Instagram pictures and they cost $10,000. That's an example of someone who's low value trying to fill something, going on expensive vacations to Europe when they really can't afford it, just engaging in any form of exotic spectacle. It can even be someone with a lot of money just engaging in spectacle that's a little bit out of proportion to what is, required or what's necessary, to get their point across. Number six, everything seems to be about monetization. Now, again, if LeBron James opens up a school and he talks about just how much money he's going to make from it, we would all look at that as tacky and low, a little bit cheap. But some low value people who are purporting to be high value, everything is, I'm chasing the bag. It's about the bag. All the slang terms that they use, that's fake, that's cap, that's the new thing. Guys, if you're always hearing from someone about how this is all about the money, if it don't make dollars, it doesn't make sense, or if paper calls, I take the call, anything less, guys, you're dealing with someone that's a little bit low value and they're trying to be high value, which rolls into number seven, the seventh and the final point. They have recently come into some money or status or fame. You see this all the time. Old money is calm, they know what to do, they act like they've been there before. New money, like here in South Florida, you'll see people in Miami rent Lamborghinis and are behind on their rent. If someone's recently come into money, you're going to see them do really tacky and really, really absurd things. It kind of rolls with the, exotic spectacles thing where, you just got money yesterday, okay? You just became famous on YouTube, 2 days ago. At least act like you've been there before, because we can all see through it. Okay, so now the opposite is true sometimes of people who are of actual status. They always say, broke people try to act rich, rich people try to act broke. And I think there are three really distinctive traits that I look for when I consider someone's value or character as a person. I was speaking to someone last night and they were thanking me for taking care of some business for them. I did them a personal favor that involved, their home. And I said, well, look, that's what I'm here for. I'm a type of guy where, if my friends, my clients, my neighbors, if they think of me when they're in trouble, then I consider myself as having value to to my community or the people around me. So, number one, things I look for when discerning someone is maybe high value. Simple, just maintaining a kind exterior. Is this someone that other people want to be friends with? Is this the type of person where if you're stuck on a long flight with and you have to talk to them, you'd be happy to do so, or you'd be able to get through it without much grit and bearing. So, if someone can maintain a kind exterior even in the face of criticism, I think you're dealing with someone that may have some high value in them. Which leads me into number two. Do they listen when challenged? Now, I don't agree with everything that people tell me, and whenever I say something, I say it because I happen to believe that I'm right. However, that does not mean that just because when I said I thought I was right, when you say something to challenge me, I cannot become more right, or I can then change my mind based on what you said, and now I am more knowledgeable because you have challenged me and you have made me better. So if you're coming across someone that cannot take criticism, or they're quick to be dismissive when you criticize, or just simply challenge or ask a question, a point of clarification, then you're probably not dealing with someone who's high value. And if that person can do that, then you're probably doing okay for yourself. And you're dealing with someone that you can sort of trust as maybe what they say they are. Okay? So another, and this is the last most important thing in my case, like I said before, you'll never hear a really successful person saying they're out to chase the bag. You're not going to see Bill Gates with a money brick in his ear. So the last thing is, and I see this a lot on YouTube where guys, they'll tell you how much they're making on monetization. Look, if you're truly high value, you never discuss exactly how much money you make. You don't tell people publicly how much money you make. That's, again, a little bit tacky, a little bit low rent. I understand if you're trying to motivate people, but still, if I make X, Y, and Z, I know I make X, Y, and Z. My family knows I make X, Y, and Z, and it really just depends on who in the family you're talking about, and that's it. I would not broadcast, money, because, whenever you do that, you have to understand it's serving your vanity and feeding your ego. It doesn't add any value necessarily to the person. If that person just wants to get theirs, they don't care that you made $300,000 on YouTube monetization, or you're at Goldman Sachs and you're doing this. You're talking to your little brother or family, your cousins at the family gatherings or family get-togethers, and telling everyone about how well you're doing at Goldman or JP. Guys, if you're truly killing it in life, people already know. They can see the results. You don't have to show the receipts. So those are my takeaways. Let me know what you think.